Welcome once again to SaharaTV Special Guest Program of the Week. My name is Dr. Wumi Akintide. They call me Wumi Akintide. Our special guest today is a distinguished Nigerian from Benin named Dr. Ajayi Osagie. Dr. Osagie is a Nigerian who is multi-talented. He was, first of all, a geologist, made a first class in geology at the Ahmadu Bello University way back in the 70s. And then he went on to become a member of the Nigerian Chartered Institute of Accountants. He did so many things. I will let him talk about that by himself. Welcome to the studio, Dr. Osagie.
Thank you very much, Dr. Akintide.
I have only very few questions for you,
Okay.
As we are constrained by time.
Yeah.
Can you tell our viewers about yourself?
Very briefly, my name is Dr. Ajayi Osagie, born to Chief Ajayi Gumbo, Union of Benin. I spent all my life in Lagos. I attended Igbobi College, made grade 1 distinction, and from there I went on to Ahmadu Bello University, studied geology, made first class honors, joined Shell briefly, and left them for Pricewaterhouse, the leading accounting firm in the world, and I trained there as a chartered accountant and qualified, and left there for banking. I am a chartered banker, and I spent 15 years in the banking industry, and from there I moved out into the finance world, set up some finance companies, and from there also I moved on into the ministry. I'm a full-time minister of the gospel. And as an extension of my ministry, I've had to go into natural medicine, and I'm certified now in acupuncture, natural medicine, including African herbal medicine, South American herbal medicine, and Oriental medicine. And I'm also a public speaker. I'm into philanthropy, and I'm also a legal consultant registered in the UK. All this had enabled me to be able to deliver value to my clients worldwide, both in the ministry and outside of the ministry.
Thank you very much, sir. What actually motivated you? Because I was looking through your resume, and I found that you are fully loaded with all this. In a country where somebody has one profession, he thanks God, I'm lucky. But you have about 3, 4, 5, 6. And you seem to be mad. I mean, I won't call you jack of all trades, but you are master because you are master of them all. How do you cope, sir?
I just believe that you can be whatever you want to be. Nothing is beyond the human capacity. I see and I seek for challenges. Wherever there are challenges, I face them until I overcome. Initially, I was interested in becoming a medical doctor, motivated by my mother's sickness. But just before I entered university, my mother died, and I lost interest in medicine. And I decided to take on geology because of the petroleum industry in Nigeria at that time.
That's great.
I graduated and I joined Shell, but very soon I discovered that was not my passion, really. And I went into accounting because I thought that understanding that I could understand public finances. That was in the Second Republic, public finances. And then very soon there was a boom in banking, and I felt one could make some...
You took advantage of that.
good money in banking, and I went in. But very soon I also discovered that I needed more than money in life. I needed to be fully satisfied. And I kept on searching, and until I ended up where I am now, and I'm finding full satisfaction. But one thing that had been my track is that anything I get involved in, I just want to be the best. Wow. So in every endeavor that I've been involved in, I've always taken it to the tops.
That's great. It's your type we're looking for, really, to be an inspiration to the young ones who may be viewing this program as we are on. I also see that you are an acupuncturist.
Yes.
That's a field of medicine that not too many people are too familiar with.
Yes.
Can you please educate us a little bit about that for the interest of our viewers at home?
Acupuncture is the foundation of traditional Chinese medicine. And it arises from one simple philosophy of Chinese medicine, that there are two hearts in the human body.
Right.
One is the big heart that we see that controls the macro circulation or the vasculature that we see and test for using its sphygmometer, and that are easily accessible in normal health screening. But the Chinese also say that there's another heart in the human body, which they call the secondary heart. But that heart is not a particular organ, but it's made up of a vast network of capillaries and microveins that are beating in rhythm with the macro. But that this microcirculation is the seat of metabolism, where oxygen, water, and nutrients are delivered to the human body at the cellular level.
Wow.
And the human body is made up of over 600 trillion cells. And all this must be nourished with oxygen, water, and other nutrients that are necessary for human survival. And inside each of these cells is what we call the mitochondria, which is actually the generator that produces energy that powers our daily activities. And the Chinese say that for any sickness to afflict humanity, it has its origins in microcirculation blockage.
Wow.
That wherever there is stagnation or blockage, there is death. But wherever there is movement, there is life. And that is synonymous with what happens in the universe. The universe is a constant motion. And that wherever there is stagnation, then life begins to die. And so acupuncture had arisen as a means of stimulating energy channels in the human body to ensure that there is constant flow. Okay? Right. And when that flow is stimulated at the micro level, diseases and ailments can be prevented. Wow. And one of the principles of natural medicine in China is that prevention is better than cure. And therefore, our treatments have 4 principles. 1, it is personalized.
Okay.
I.e., you have a sickness, we have to determine exactly what is wrong with you in order to be able to treat you.
Okay.
2, it is predictive. I.e., we can predict what other sicknesses may arise in the future.
All right.
And 3, it is preventive, so we can prevent it.
Okay.
And then finally, this leads to patient empowerment, where the patient takes charge of their health and not, outsource it to some other third parties.
Excellent.
And so this ensures that health comes from within rather from external intervention.
Perfect. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I noticed while looking at your resume that you are a Prince of Benin. And I happen to be a Prince of Akure too. And in Akure, we have the Adonekwes.
Okay.
The Adonekwes are people who originally came from Benin.
Yes.
And when I saw Ajayi as part of your name, I thought you might know something about that.
Okay.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that, sir?
I hesitate to call myself a Prince of Benin because to be called a Prince in Benin, you have to be the direct child or the direct offspring of a sitting king. Okay. However, I have my ancestry linked to the palace, and so by extension, you may say that indeed I'm royalty.
Right.
Thank you very much. Okay. Now, as far back as I can see, my story starts from about 500 years ago, when one of my ancestors, Omonosa, decided to go back from Enyike in Akure back to Benin.
Enyike, that's where the Adonekwes live, yes.
Great. Yes. Now, decided to go back to Benin.
Yes.
And on his way back, he founded a town called Usen.
Usen?
Yeah. And he had 3 sons. One was Oliron, the other was Udezo, and the other was the Iyasenuloka, who was the prime minister of the Benin Empire at that time.
Wow.
He was so powerful that the first daughter of the king, Oba of Benin, Princess Esedu, was married to him to cement the royal alliance between the palace and Iyasenuloka. Iyasenuloka had 3 sons, Imokpai, Akembo, and Iduboma. Imokpai became the Esama of Benin, Akembo the Osula of Benin, and Iduboma became the Arala of Benin.
Arala of Benin, yes.
And Akembo happened to be my ancestor of these 3.
Wow.
Akembo had a son, Ogboma Osula, who became the Unyonye of Benin. And he... Unyonye of Benin.
Okay.
And Unyonye of Benin, Ogboma Osula had 2 sons. One was Olayi, who became the And one was Ebohon, who became the Olaye of Benin.
Okay.
And the other was Igumbo, who became the Arasokun of Benin.
Okay.
Of these two.
Yeah, what is exactly the connection to Akure?
Okay.
Thank you for all those information.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the connection to Akure was that sometime back in history, some of the Benins emigrated to Akure on the orders of the king as part of the expansion of the kingdom.
Okay.
But in the fullness of time, they also began to return back to Benin.
Okay.
And Omonosa was one of those who reintegrated back to the Benin society and the Benin social structure.
Excellent. Good, good. Let's move on to this. A few weeks ago, we read on the internet that the Oba of Benin has passed. And it just made a flash, but we never heard anything about it again. Can you educate us a little bit about that as a Benin man?
Okay, now the Oba of Benin, it's impossible for the Oba of Benin to die. He cannot die, he cannot die. However, he can move on.
That's in the Benin belief.
Yes,
They do believe.
Yes, they do believe. He can move on, back to the great home to join the ancestors. Now, as to whether the Oba is transited or not,
yes,
remains.
How do you determine that?
Remains a mere rumor, unless and until the next king,
the
Edaiken, is crowned as king.
Okay.
Now, until that happens, nobody can, of a certainty, say or determine that the king is gone.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. We are in the political season now. Tomorrow, Nigeria is having another election, a big election to determine the governors and who goes into the various houses of assembly. Can you comment a little bit about the political situation? Because I know, since you have interest in so many things, politics might be one of them, just in case.
Naturally, I'm interested in politics. I'm interested in the betterment of my people, the governance and everything. For the last 16 years, a party has been in charge of the affairs of Nigeria, and we have seen...
Is that a good thing?
Well, it would have been bad in itself if the expectations of the people the yearnings of the people were met. But evidently, over time, I think this party lost touch with the people, and the people were yearning for a change. And the last elections we had on March 28th clearly showed that the people wanted to move on, to a new dispensation. That has already started. And I don't see tomorrow being different, because the time for that change had come. And there's nothing as powerful as a man or an idea whose time has come. The time for change in Nigeria has come, and I believe the momentum that was created on March 28th will continue through tomorrow. I don't expect anything different.
Thank you very much, sir. I also noticed that as an accountant, somebody who is interested in accounting,
yes,
I'm sure you have to be interested in money.
Sure.
What do you consider to be the major problem of Nigeria now? Because we've heard about our legislature, the senators and our members of House of Representatives, both at the federal and state levels, and even at the local government, making hell of money. The kind of money that the Nigerian budget cannot support. Do you have any idea about this as an accountant?
As an accountant, yes. I have also looked at it, and it's an unfortunate,
because it looks so excessive to me, and it will be a major problem for whoever comes in, for General Buhari.
You are right, sir. It's an unfortunate development where close to 40% of the national budget is dedicated to just maintaining members of the legislature. It is absurd. And I believe that the money that should have been plowed into developmental activities, structures, infrastructure development, are being siphoned away into private pockets. What I expect the incoming government to do is, as a matter of urgency, revisit that and ensure that all the laws or the acts that were passed by the outgoing Congress, as it were, Assembly, that enable them to plow
to fix their own salaries.
Yes. All these are repudiated and taken back, so that more resources will be available for the betterment of the...
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I also observed that you attended Igbobi College.
Yes.
I taught at Igbobi College. Yes. Igbobi College is my college.
Yes.
And I noticed that you probably know that Governor Raji Fashola
Yes.
is an Igbobian.
Oh, of course I do.
And so is Ochimbaju,
Oh, yes, I
the
do.
incoming vice president.
Yes.
Now, are you still in touch with that school? Because you appear to be one of the ambassadors of that school, and I'm very impressed.
Yes, I'm in touch with the school. I'm in touch with the old boys. Just before I traveled, March 29,
Yes.
I was in a meeting with some old boys on the 27th, which was a Friday.
Right.
When I also get back now, we are getting back together again. I am very, very confident that Nigeria is in safe hands now, because wherever there's an Igbobian, there also is a noble Nigerian.
Great, great, great. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for all these questions. I wish you could be here, for a whole day talking about all these things. Okay. Just in case, is there anything you want to talk about that you feel very strongly about that I've not covered in this interview that you would like to tell us?
Which is to say, it is never too late to start again. It is never too late to dream a dream. We've had people who appear to be in the twilight of their lives, taking on the mantle again and achieving the impossible. Our incoming president is a classic example, General Buhari. He's 73.
73.
He has tried several times. And
Three times. This is the fourth time.
At the age of 73, when others are giving up, the mantle of leadership is just getting into his hands. And we are persuaded, I'm very convinced, that even at that age, he's going to deliver what more youthful rulers were unable to deliver. So what I have to say is, never give up. You are never too old to dream. You are never too old to achieve. So age is just a number. What matters is that determination, that resolve to succeed at whatever you engage yourself in. So you're able to do it. Never give up. Never give up.
I think this is a very good note to end this conversation.
Thank you.
I wish you could continue much longer, but I hope you'll be here when next time you are here in New York.
Yes.
Don't forget, we are going to look out for you so that you can come and talk to us about your fountain of knowledge, which is huge. I thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
My great pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our program. Dr. Osagie has been wonderful, and I leave you to make your different judgment. And until next week again, when we have another special guest, please stay tuned. Sahara TV, everything Africa. Thank you very much.